On today's episode of the DeRaud-Messinger Show, we're discussing Longhorns news and Carlisle leaving the Mavericks. Sports fans, don't forget to like and subscribe for more content. It's greatly appreciated. So to begin, we're going to start with a downer, Dylan. Rueben Owens decommitting from Longhorns. What do you think about this?
Well, Devon, obviously he's a 2023 commitment, so you don't expect to see him on the field for the Longhorns for a while. And like many of these cases, surprisingly, they don't tend to stay committed. They tend to rethink their options.
What are you saying?
I know. Devon, it's not a perfect world. Sadly, when someone says they're going to commit, they change their mind at times. I don't know what. I never changed my mind. I don't know about you, but
It's never happened, especially when you're a teenager. What? Changing your mind?
That's insane. You're supposed to be mature at that point. But in all seriousness, this guy's got incredible explosiveness from the line of scrimmage. When he gets that ball, he can kind of that sudden burst of speed for those 5 yards, 5 to 10 yards. It really jumps out to you on the tape. So obviously, this is a guy that you would love to have in your backfield in the future. But that is just not the case at the moment.
Yeah, it doesn't seem like it's going to work out with the Longhorns unless something changes, which is funny because it seemed perfectly fine just a week ago because he was on campus a week ago with Arch Manning doing their unofficial visits. And apparently Rueben was in a group chat with Arch and was really trying to sway him to Texas. So now Sark kind of, loses an inside man in trying to get Arch. But yet again, if you're Arch and you're basing your decision on Rueben Owens or just anyone in general, you're probably making the wrong decision because your college choice should be your own. But as you said, Rueben, he's talented. If he doesn't end up with the Longhorns, some team is going to be getting a lot of talent. Now, Owens is a 5-star recruit and as a running back, and he has a lot of offers, Dylan. Let me just list the numbers, okay?
Is Oklahoma one of them?
Hey, yes, they are. He has 29 offers right now. After he decommitted from Longhorns, he already gained like 4 scholarship offers. Alabama is, on that list too, so every Texas fan's dream. But overall, decommits happen. Sark's 2023 class, I believe, is back to 0, so he's going to have to do some work on that over the summer. The 2022 class is going to start taking shape, though, within this next month or so. Overall, obviously not great news, but it doesn't impact the team. It might impact the future, but, that's what they build for. They're going to have to readjust their, draft board, quote-unquote. But overall, nothing insane to worry about, but not great news. Now,
I don't know, Devon. Honestly, it's a 2023 commitment. The future is not looking bright if he's decommitting. I don't know what they're going to do now. Maybe just fire Sark at this point.
Let's just fire the campus up. Yeah, it's ending. Now, more Debbie Downer news. Rick Carlisle, for some of you Mavs fans, might be Debbie Downer. Rick Carlisle announced that he's parting ways with the Mavericks after, let's see, Dylan, 13 seasons as the Mavericks head coach. What's your take on this?
Well, him and Luka towards the end did not seem to have the greatest of relationships. There was also that article by the Athletic saying that there's people in the front office scripting plays for Carlisle. And Carlisle, obviously you've got the memories with him in a 2010-2011 season in which they beat the Miami Heat and won the championships. You always have that in Raptors. He will forever be down in the folklore of the Mavericks organization along with Dirk Nowitzki. But I think it was time, Devon. After 13 years, probably got old, needed a change of scenery. Like I said, him and Luka were not really having the greatest of times together. There was a lot of times where Luka would be yelling at him, not really listening to him, and of course Luka's been a diva. He's been a diva. He's been outspoken.
He's 22, so
yeah, and the way the organizations are going, when you have a star player, a generational talent like Luka, you have to listen to what he's saying. So I'll be curious to see who the next one is in line. I expect Carlisle to probably be looking at the Blazers or the Milwaukee Bucks if they were to go part ways with Budenholzer. But it'll be interesting to see who Luka brings in because he's now pretty much the head coach.
Yeah, don't listen to the national media on this one, guys. Luka and Rick do not seem to have the greatest of relationships. Now, maybe they do behind closed doors, but just as Dylan's saying on the context clues you can pick up during games, there's definitely a lot of tension and frustration there. And then, as you said, Carlisle has his options. The Bucks, Trailblazers, especially with the Mavericks.
Celtics in there too.
Celtics, yeah, he was a former Celtic himself. I mean, especially when you have those options and the Mavericks aren't able to ever do anything in free agency, like, I'd be tempted to leave too. Relationships get stale. This is what it is, Dylan. It's a relationship between Carlisle and Cuban, and it seems to have soured a little bit. Carlisle said it was his decision, but, how much of that is actually the truth, I don't know. And let's see. It also came after Donnie Nelson got fired. And
Yep.
you know a little bit about Donnie Nelson. He was there for 24 years with the Mavericks. He was the president of basketball operations and the general manager. Had a good working relationship with Carlisle. And now that Nelson's gone, do you want to stay and risk potentially getting fired in the future when you have a new boss? Carlisle doesn't seem like he wanted to, but, that's what it is. But now, good news, guys. Good news. That's what we're here for. Tre Mitchell is transferring to the Longhorns. He's a center out of Massachusetts. Dylan, what do you think about his game?
Well, when I was watching him on tape, really stood out to me the way he works offensively. He's got a 3-point shot that he's pretty consistent. He was shooting it at a 37%. Yeah, looking at the stats here, but he was shooting at 37%, so he knows he can expand the floor. Obviously, the Longhorns have been looking for a center right now. They don't have. They had Kai Jones, who sits at 6'11", but he's listed as a forward.
But Kai Jones is probably going the NBA right now. I think he declared. So as you're saying,
yep.
The center depth chart. Yeah, good luck. I think Jericho's...
And he's only a 6'9" player, too.
6'9", yeah, he's not NBA center size, per se. You'd be more of a power forward at that level. But college basketball, decent size. But Jericho Sims, who the Longhorns had at center last year, I don't believe he said he's coming back yet. So he might be declaring for the draft. So I think it's a good get for Beard. But let's just list stats, because that is our tradition on this show. 2019-2020 stats, so not this past season, 17.7 points per game, 1 steal and 1 block per game, and 7.2 rebounds. And then I just listed last year's stats, improved. They only played 13 games last year, at least he did, but the stats did get better in that short time. So he's probably not going to be, responsible with carrying the majority of the team, just because there's a lot of good transfers that Beard's already gotten, but it's definitely a good add, and as you said, center's important. So far, Beard's gotten a lot of tweener type of guys, could either play small forward or power forward, so it's nice to have a center, but what do you think?
I mean, you're looking at positionless basketball at this point, because he's not like a typical 7-footer where he's going to be slow. This guy's going to be able to get into transition. He's going to be able to really spread the floor out from the 3-point line and also get to the basket. He's got some post moves that can really benefit his game. So, and he's really strong on the defensive end. So I'm sure, his decision here coming from Massachusetts, this is a big program in UT. You get a lot of spotlight here. This is really a way for him to display his skills and get a lot of playing time.
It's been a long time since the Longhorns have had a center that has post moves, so I'm excited to watch that. But what do you guys think about all of this news? Let us know down below. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and have a great rest of your day.